Hello, I'm going to jump right into this simply because I already know it's going to be a long video. So I'm going to start by describing what each of the tiers mean. They are pretty much self-explanatory. We've got Chef's Kiss at the top, absolute perfection. I will take no criticisms on these. And these are like my all-time favorite reads of 2023. These are the books that I rave about. Right below that, we have Slay with 3 Ys, because anybody who says Slay knows that the number of Ys equate to how good it is. So this is 3 Ys. And these are books that I really enjoyed, probably are 4 or 5 stars, but aren't like my absolute favorites of the year. But I did really like them. And then below that, we have It Do Be What It Do Be. And that to me is just meh. Like, it was fine, it was okay, all was good, but didn't blow me off the charts, either in a good way or in a bad way. Below that, we have Respectfully No, and this is probably going to be books that I did not enjoy, but I see other people enjoying. Like, it's just not a book for me, but I do see that it has potential for others. And I include respectfully because I just don't want to bash people. I don't. Unfortunately, we do have Yikes below, and this would be like a disrespectfully no. These are books that I absolutely did not enjoy whatsoever. I hated them. They might be DNFs. And yeah, we're gonna try and keep some out of that category, but that's like a hard no for me. So we're going to start off with putting something in each one. And we're going to start at the top, of course. Chef's Kiss, absolute perfection, goes to The Wishing Game. I made a video about this. You all know how much I love this book. I'm obsessed. Like, this book has me in a chokehold. I loved it. And Meg Schaefer is coming out with another book this upcoming year, and I'm so excited. She did such a good job with this book. I will never stop recommending it. It is chef's kiss. So good. Then in Slay, let's see. I'm going to put Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail because I love Ashley Herring Blake. I've read both of the first 2 books, and I got the 3rd book in the series for Christmas. So I will be reading all 3 of her books. I do really enjoy them. They are slays, but this specific one was not a chef's kiss quite yet. I love the queer representation. I love the like movie aspect of it, like the home renovation television show type vibes. Very good. Definitely a slay. Something middle of the line for me. Let's see. The Holiday Prize. This was a good book. It was fine. It do be what it do be. It was good. It didn't get me jumping out of my seat or anything. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. No complaints. Kind of just read it and called it a day. She is an indie author and she has written other things that I haven't read yet, but TBD on whether I'll pick those up or not. Respectfully, no. Probably feeling ballsy. It just wasn't for me. I didn't like the writing style. I wasn't vibing with it at all. It's just going to be a no. I got it on NetGalley as an early copy and I appreciate it, but I was not a fan. Yikes. I know exactly what belongs here, and that's Hooked. I'm sorry. I hated this book. I don't like dark romances, and I didn't realize that before I picked this up. It all seems like really gross to me. Like, it's like forced intimacy and stuff. This is that I would call rape. That's not like something that you want. It's something that's forced on you. And to me, even reading it is just not fun. It's disgusting and I don't like it at all. So that's a yikes and I would never recommend it. I did not enjoy that. Period. On the topic of dark romances, A Touch of Darkness also goes there because I had a phase where I thought that dark romances were going to be my thing because they were all over TikTok and Instagram and all of that. And so I was like, I'll get a dark romance or two. And I got a dark romance or two, and they were both yikes for me. And you know what? I just don't read rape. I don't. So we're moving on from that, of course. Moving back up, respectfully, no. What belongs there? Probably Red Summer. Also an indie author. I just didn't like that book. It wasn't for me. I didn't like the writing style. Not for me, but someone out there might like it. I did not. I might get hate for this, but I'm putting Meet Me at the Lake and It Do Be What It Do Be simply because I didn't like it as much as I liked Every Summer After. Every Summer After was so good. Like, Every Summer After goes up at Chef's Kiss. Meet Me at the Lake, it was disappointing for me. I didn't enjoy it as much. It didn't get me there the way everything else did. I don't know, man. Slay. I'm gonna put both final offer and terms and conditions in there. I like Lauren Asher a lot. I like everything she's written. I've never not liked anything. I've read all 3 of the Dreamland Billionaires and really enjoyed them, but none of them like stood out to me in particular. They're good. I liked them. They're a slay. I'll always recommend those. Back up to Chef's Kiss. Cinderella is Dead. All the way up, girl. There we go. So I loved this book. It was exactly what I needed when I needed it. It took me out of a slump. It was really, really good. I loved the queer representation. I loved the fantasy element. I loved the background story, how they switched it up. I just don't have any complaints about this. I loved this book, and I'm really looking forward to reading other books by her too, because I know she's written some other stuff, and I will be getting that. Let's put some more things in Chef's Kiss. I will never shut up about this book. I love A Little Magic. I love Lindsay Lanza. I got an arc of this, and I wanted to make an entire video on it just because I loved it so much, but unfortunately, I could not get my act together, and I was just too emotional about it because I loved it so much. I could not get my words together, and then by the time that I could finally get my words together, I don't know, I just didn't know what to say about it. But this book is something that I raved about on my Instagram, and I will continue to rave about absolutely anywhere that will let me, and I'm obsessed with it. Like, that is Chef's Kiss, top tier. No criticisms taken on that. Period. Let's just start at the front then. The cheat sheet. It do be what it do be for me. I like Sarah Adams. This is my first book by her. I do enjoy closed store romances, but I much prefer spice. So, like, that's why it wasn't a slay for me, is because I'm a spicy girl and it just didn't meet my needs. But I am seeing her in like March or April or May. I don't know. I'm seeing her when her new book comes out because she's going to be coming to Nashville. She actually lives in Nashville, so she'll be at a bookstore and I will get to meet her. So I am reading her other books this year before I see her there. Book lovers. That was a slay for me. I like Emily Henry a lot. It's not my favorite Emily Henry story. I liked Beach Read the most, of course. I haven't read Happy Place, but People We Meet on Vacation would probably also go in slay. I really enjoy her writing style, and I really enjoyed Book Lovers. It was a slay, but it was not my favorite thing she's written. Just a slay. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm gonna do both Allie Hazelwood books here. Both Love on the Brain and Love Theoretically are both slays. I love Allie Hazelwood so much. She's easily one of my favorite authors. But for me, Love on the Brain and Love Theoretically specifically, had way too much science. Your girl doesn't do science. At least, like, the love hypothesis was biology, and I love genetics. Like, that is my vibe. And so, reading the love hypothesis, I was able to keep up. I knew everything that was going on in, like, the science side of things. But you start talking about physics, and, like, I don't even know the basics. I mean, I know an apple fell from a tree, and now we have all of these formulas, and we can ride roller coasters and stuff. So, that's cool, but she kind of lost me there. The one that does go in Chef's Kiss, though, I have to find it. Where is Check and Mate? Here it is. I love this book so much. I actually started playing chess after reading this book because I loved it so much and because I was so obsessed, and now I can beat my boyfriend. So, haha. I'm a sore winner, just so you know. I'm also a sore loser. So, he does win sometimes too, and I love him to death. But I love this book. I love the romance. I love the plot. I love the chess. I love that the cover looks like Lovers, like from Taylor Swift, the album. I just love it. That was a chef's kiss. That was an absolute perfection. And I love Allie Hazelwood. I will say I'm a little bit nervous for Bride to come out because it is not what she normally writes. So I don't know if that's going to be a slay or a chef's kiss, but I guess time will tell for that. Ooh, Grace Riley. Okay, we're gonna do all her books. First Down goes there, Breakaway goes there, and Stealing Home goes there. Okay, First Down and Stealing Home, I liked them both. They were both slays. I love her style of writing. She reminds me a lot of Elle Kennedy with the sports romance, with how she writes, with the spice, all of those things. Very good. Very much enjoyed those two. But there was something about Breakaway that was just better than the others. It was a fake dating. It was like a teach me how to date type thing. And I don't know why, but I just really love that. That trope is it for me. I love it. Also, there's a cat. They adopt a little cat, and that it gets me in my heart every time. It hits me deep. Never Enough by Roxy Noir. It do be what it do be. Simply because I don't remember this very well. And if I were to remember it better, that means that it would have been a better book. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It just existed. It was. Brittany Kelly. Okay. Brittany Kelly, Against the Clock and Against the Odds were both slays. I enjoyed both of these books a lot. I really liked Against the Odds because it was like a snowed in for winter type thing. And that's exactly what I am here today. I'm recording this on a day that I got off of work because it snowed so badly and there are no plows in Nashville. So I'm stuck at home rather than working, so I'm doing this. LOL. Where's the last one? Okay, I won't shut up about this. A Ghost of a Chance. I thought that I was not in my novella. Like, I thought that I did not like novellas, but this was so good. It was spicy, it was funny, it had enough plot and character development. It was absolutely perfect in every single way. It had me like screaming, like crying on the floor laughing. Like, what is the rolling on the floor laughing? ROFL? Like with like the little like smiley face. Like, I don't know, whatever was popular in middle school that means like LOL, LMAO. Like, that was me, but for real in real life for this one. I'm obsessed. It was the easiest 5 stars I've probably ever given a book. Loved it. Kiss to Conquer. Another one that I don't really remember anything about. It was fine, I guess. Must have been fine if I don't remember anything. Mr. Wrong Number. That's a sleigh. It was a good book. I enjoyed it. Lynn Painter. This was my first book by her, and I loved that a lot. I didn't know if I would like the texting back and forth, but I ended up really liking it here. Something that like didn't hit for me like the other thing. We're gonna go for Matching All the Way. That's gonna be a respectfully no. They had really similar like tropes, like Mr. Wrong Number was texting and she did it right, and I loved the writing style and how everything played out. It just all worked. Whereas Matching All the Way, everything happened over text and it just didn't work for me. It fell short. It was a respectfully no. But I have heard Veronica Eden has written other things that are really good, and it simply was the trope for this one that did not quite line up. Like, I did not like the tropes, but I think I liked her writing. So, if you like texting type vibes, then that might be for you, but for me it wasn't. It was not. Let's see. Some other things that are similar. Best Enemies Forever. Oh my gosh, I love Olivia Hale. That is such a good book. And she also wrote How to Honeymoon Alone. Those are both slays for me. She writes really, really well. I love her writing style. I love her stories. They're always unique. And Best Enemies Forever was an office romance, and it was like an enemies to lovers type vibe, and I ate that shit up. Whereas Make Me, it goes in the yikes for me. It was the same type of thing. I read them back to back too. I started with Make Me and then I read Best Enemies Forever. But Make Me was the same thing. It was an office romance, enemies to lovers, and it just wasn't written well. I didn't enjoy it at all. And it had like it and Best Enemies Forever were just the same. They were the exact same, but different authors and different writing styles, and that really does affect how it all turned out. I didn't enjoy this one. I ate that one up. I'm also reading her next book, like The Perfect Mistake, I believe. It's an arc. It comes out in the middle of January. I love it a lot so far. I love Olivia Hale. There are a lot of people I love. I really like Olivia Hale, really like Brittany Kelly, really like Grace Riley, really like Allie Hazelwood. Like all of these, you can tell who my favorite authors are. You really, really can. Let's keep going. Okay. Stephanie Archer. That we can do. That kind of guy. The Wrong Mr. Right goes here for sure. And I read a couple of others. The Fake Out. And where's her other hockey book? It's so hard to find these. I don't know how they all. Okay, I guess I should just start here. Because she had one more hockey book. That Behind the Net. There it is. Okay. The Wrong Mr. Right is definitely my favorite by her. I loved that book so much. It's fake dating. It's like a surfing summer romance, and the main character Hannah also owns a bookshop, and I'm obsessed with that. Like there's nothing that I want to read more about than somebody who owns a bookshop. Like that is my little reader dream come true. So this absolute perfection. I'm obsessed. The other 3 books that I read by her, That Kind of Guy was probably my least favorite. Still a slay, still really good. It was the first in the Queen's Cove series, so it's like one of her oldest books, and so it was not my favorite, but it was still good. The Fake Out and Behind the Net are both the newest by her. I liked Behind the Net. I kind of want to put Behind the Net in Chef's Kiss, but it doesn't belong up here with everything else. It belongs like right in between. Like it was better than The Fake Out and better than That Kind of Guy, but not as good as The Wrong Mr. Right. So I think it's going to have to stay in Slay despite that it was better than those. It's not, you know. You know what I mean. Anyways, let's add a little bit more down here because I have a little bit more, and this is tea. So, Legends and Lattes, respectfully no. I did not like this book. It was all over my Instagram. It was the perfect little like seasonal book for August, and it just didn't have anything to me. The romance wasn't there. I just didn't get it. And it wasn't like a high stakes fantasy, it was like a low stakes fantasy. And so there was nothing on the line. It was just, I felt like I was reading a diary. You know, like my daily life isn't exciting. That's why I read. I want other people's daily lives to be more exciting than mine. And this was not more exciting. It was just somebody else's daily life. But then again, it just might not be me. Frat House Summer. I hated this book. Oh my goodness. I can't even call it a book. It was 43 pages. It was a novella. And you can't get anything in 43 pages. Like, 43 pages is something that you end up finding on Wattpad when you're in middle school or high school and you want to find something spicy, you want to find something you probably shouldn't be reading. That would be this. There was a spicy scene. But like in 43 pages, there's no story, there's no plot. I can't connect to the characters. There's not anything there. And I just didn't vibe. It was a solid no. Um, Another solid no. 5 weddings. Okay, that's a yikes. An absolute yikes. Disrespectfully not. I feel bad because these are all like indie authors, but I just didn't like them. This 5 weddings book had all 5 weddings in this one book. But it wasn't even a long book. It was like 250 pages, 300 pages. And they never told us when they were going from one wedding to the next to the next. Like, I liked the concept of it, but I was so completely lost this entire book. I was angry. I did not like it. Period. No. Can't do it. Respectfully no. Some things that go in respectfully no. The Irish Fall by Brooke Gilbert. Um, I didn't like the writing style for this. I really like how she included representation with like chronically ill people, and I know she does that in all of her books. And she's got a new book coming out that also has somebody chronically ill. And so the representation is really important, but I don't like her writing style, and I just could not. I couldn't do it. It was a DNF for me. So that's going to be a respectfully no. But hopefully someone out there will enjoy that book because I did not. I also feel really bad about this. Yeah. So Ella Justice is super nice. I love her. Like, she sent me a free copy of her book, and it was so nice of her to do. I read it in exchange for an honest review, and honestly, I'm putting it in respectfully no. I enjoyed it. I can't say I enjoyed it. I did not enjoy it. There's a reason it's in respectfully no, and I didn't like it, and I feel bad. But I do know that there are other people out there who do like it. I do know that she's an indie author who could really use some support. So if you've got like Kindle Unlimited or want to read it, you definitely could, and I'm not going to stop you from that. All of these in respectfully no are like books that I didn't enjoy, but I see somebody out there liking. The ones in the yikes, those just like no, I would not recommend those. Don't read those. Those are sad, bad. Would not do. I'm putting cute down there too. The cover is super cute. Love the representation. Hate the writing style. Didn't enjoy it. I was so excited for this book to come out. I really, really was. I was obsessed with the idea of it. And then I read it and I hated it, and it's a yikes. I couldn't get on board. Period. It's going to be a no for me. This love, respectfully no. Was not really my vibe. Is an indie author. Somebody somewhere is going to like that book. That might be you, but it was not me. Same thing with Christmas Cove. Sarah Dressler is literally so sweet. I've talked to her so many times. We're mutuals on Instagram. I like her as a person a lot. And that's like the hardest thing with putting books in these like bottom tiers is that somebody worked really hard on these books. And that somebody is genuinely a good person, but I did not enjoy that book. Like, I just didn't. And so I'm gonna let that be. She's a nice person. It's like a closed door, cute little Hallmark wintry romance. So someone out there might like it. It just did not happen to be me. And that is a-okay. Let's thicken this up. She Drives Me Crazy. I'm obsessed with that book. It was cute. It was so good. Um LMAO, yeah, no, that definitely goes in Slay, not it do be what it do be. If I was obsessed with this book, it goes in Slay. I liked this book a lot. It's queer, it's super cute. The cheerleader and the basketball player, enemies to lovers. I'm obsessed. Some things that do be what it do be though. Let's see. Hawaiian Holiday. I was fine. That's it. That's all I've got for you. Um, this is gonna be controversial, but Tessa Bailey, Hook, Line, and Sinker. I do not like Tessa Bailey, I don't think. I liked her first book better than this book, but I was kind of disappointed. I don't think I like third person writing, period, so that wasn't my vibe. But also, I just didn't. I don't know, there was something missing for me. I've read Hook, Line, and Sinker, and I read It Happened One Summer, and I have one or two books on of hers on my shelf, and so I am going to have to give her like one more try, and then being like, no. So we're gonna see how that goes. Something else. Ooh, okay, it do be what it do be. The Break She Needed by Lauren Lacey. Now, this book it's a novella. I love Lauren Lacey. I've worked with her for a really long time to like promote her books and stuff like that. Something I love about her is that she writes like all black characters for black readers. And I get that. Like there's so much culture, there's so much black pride, there's so much like sense of self and stuff like that. And it is something that I absolutely respect from her. I love that from her. But if you don't know me, I'm white. And you know what? Being white doesn't mean that I can't enjoy black romances. But I am not able to connect to these characters because I don't have a shared background. I don't experience black culture the way that they do. And that's completely fine. Again, I don't have to like connect and like be that way to like have respect and enjoy the book. I didn't connect to these characters because I don't have that experience, but at the same time, like if you are a black like reader and you're looking for a book, Lauren Lacey writes really well and she writes like for black readers, I would say. So, I will continue to support her. I will continue to give her all my love. I don't think she writes books for me specifically, but like the culture and the love and like all of the things that are behind that, I absolutely have to respect. Okay, we're putting some things in Chef's Kiss. Fake Dates and Mooncakes. Also made a book, or what are these called? Also made a video about these. Freaking obsessed. Super cute. Love Shirley. Quick read. Young adult book. I vibed with it. Becky Albertalli, Imogen obviously, also a chef's kiss. I'm obsessed with Becky Albertalli. Fun fact, I used to not like her books. Like, I read Love Simon and I also read What If It's Us, and I did not like either of them. Like, they were like less than 3 stars each. But I read Imogen obviously, and it was everything that I needed. And like as an adult coming back and reading something that was meant for younger people, but like it's a coming of age novel and kind of discovering who you are and making those mistakes, but also coming back from them. I don't know, it just hit me differently. I loved it. It was 5 stars. And then I also read her other book, Kate in Waiting. I read that the beginning of this month. And again, it also just really hit me hard. So I'm coming back to Becky Albertalli this year, and I just think that she's got a lot of potential and that my younger self wasn't ready to read her books, and I think my older self is. She belongs in Chef's Kiss. Some really good books. You Never Forget Your Worst. That's a slay. I really like Millie Perez. I didn't read her first book in this series, but this book reminds me a lot of How to Honeymoon Alone. It's like, it's an enemies to lovers, it's an on vacation thing, it's got spice. I read this and How to Honeymoon Alone back to back, and they give off the same vibes. So, like, chef's kiss. Not quite chef's kiss, but like slay, I suppose. Star-Crossed Holiday. I really enjoyed this one as well. Sarah Diem, another indie author. I enjoyed the nanny romance. I didn't think that I was going to be a nanny romance person, but I've been picking up a lot of those recently and have been really enjoying them. I loved the nanny romance. I loved that it was holiday centered, but not like too much holiday. Like it had a touch, it had a sprinkle, but it didn't have, wasn't like the holidays threw up in it. It was just like a sprinkle of holidays, and I have to respect that. Let's see. Red, White, and Royal Blue. That used to be a chef's kiss for me, but I've reread this like 8 or 12 or 14 times. This time I reread it to annotate it for my friend Mackenzie. Yes, she has the same name as me, but it is not myself. And I reread it, and it just didn't hit as much as it did the first time that I read it, and I think that that's fair. So, the first time that I read it, it belongs in absolute perfection, and honestly, I won't take any criticisms about this book, but this time reading it for the 12th or 14th time, not putting it all the way up there anymore. As I said, I think I need a tier between these two, but so be it. Mistletoe Hearts, it do be what it do be. Um, it was a novella, it was a holiday thing, it was cute. I will say it was all spice and no plot, and I really enjoyed that when I was reading it. It was what I needed when I needed it. But at the same time, it was all spice and no plot, and I can't put it up in sleigh knowing that there's no plot to it, that there's just spice. So, there it will stay. When It Burns, it do be what it do be. Holly Lucky did a really good job of coming out with this book. I did enjoy it. It didn't knock my socks off, but it was a good, solid, like, debut for her. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. That's where it's gonna stay. Also going to be, controversial, Anna Huang, Twisted Love. I did not like this book as much. It was fine. Didn't really love it. It just kind of existed. I've heard the second and third books in her series for this are a lot better. So if I get Kindle Unlimited again, I'll download them and read them. But I'm not going out of my way to read the rest of this series at the moment. I just cannot do it. Um, 8 perfect hours. I am really debating on where this one goes simply because I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I guess if I don't know what to do with it, it should probably go in It Do Be What It Do Be. I have to say I didn't like most of the book. Like most of the book was fine, but it wasn't special. But then when you get to the end and everything wraps up like perfectly, then I was like, "Oh, ouch. I did really like this book." But I don't think you just have to get to the end of a book in order to figure out if you like it or not. Like it's just yeah, you just shouldn't have to make it all the way to the end. You should be able to read it before that. I don't know. I'm at like the end of this now and my words just aren't working. So we're just going to start dragging. That was way too young for me. I read it now. It's really meant for like probably middle schoolers or high schoolers. It was just too young. It's a young adult book. I thought it was a good quick sports romance, but it was not my vibe. Let's see. I Wish I Knew Then. That was a sleigh. I really, really liked that book. She's coming out with another book, and I'm really excited about it. I didn't realize she was coming out with another book, so I didn't get an arc of it, and I didn't apply, so cannot be upset about it, of course, and I'm not. But I cannot wait for her to release her next book because this was a sleigh. Something else that was a sleigh, Manhandle by Vanessa Vale. Another nanny romance. I really enjoyed it, and it probably would be an absolute perfection if I had read her other books. This is like the fifth book in the series, and so I knew the main characters because that's who the story was about, but I didn't know any of the side characters, which really frustrated me because I know that if I would have read her other books first and then read this book, then I would know the side characters and know the stories and stuff like that. But I didn't. I just read this one first and I didn't go in order, and that's on me. So it does have the potential to be up here with Chef's Kiss. Some things that belong in Chef's Kiss: The Charm Offensive. Savannah finally got me to read that one, and it's good. It's really good. It's The Bachelor vibes. It's queer, and it's so good. It's so good. Chef's Kiss. Absolute perfection. Alive at Night. Also absolute perfection. It was so freaking good. Ugh. I'm obsessed with Amelia Rice. Again, coming out with another book, middle of the year. Can't stinking wait. The Wedding Menu, another book that I probably won't shut up about for a really long time. I love this book. This was so cute. It was absolutely perfect. It was Chef's Kiss. It was, yeah, it was everything. It really, really was. And the other thing that goes up here is also going to be A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I This book kept me guessing until the very, very end. It was so good. I had no idea who did it. Every single chapter, it was like a murder mystery type thing. And every single chapter, I had a different guess of who did it. And I was wrong every single time. And by the end of it, I was so turned around. But I really like that she also did not leave this on a cliffhanger, because if she would have left this on a cliffhanger, I would have hated this book. But she answers all the questions in this book. She does have like a second and a third in the series, which I do want to pick up, but she answers all the questions. And that's like what I respect about it, have to say. I have a bit of a sniffle, as you can tell. Love Light Farms. It was a sleigh. Love the friends to lovers. Love the Christmas tree farm vibes. Adorable. A Merry Little Meet Cute. Also really enjoyed this one. I really liked the queer representation. I really liked the difference in perspective on the porn industry. I thought that that was really cool and really unique. Of course, the spice was there, and I did enjoy that. So, the Bromance Zone, it do be what it do be. I like Lauren Blakely. Not great, not terrible. Can't tell you I really remember a lot about this book. Same thing with Sweetheart. Not great, not terrible. Don't remember a ton about this book. I have to say a lot of these are now. It do be what it do be. Camp. Probably would have liked it a little bit more if I was younger, but it was good. I love the queer representation. I'm gonna say that every single time because you know what? Here's May the Best Man Win. I also like the queer representation. Like, they were good, they were fine, but they did not make the sleigh. They just did not. They were not quite that good. Ticket to You. That is a sleigh for sure. I liked this book a lot. I got it as an ARC, and now I have a personalized and signed copy. I'm obsessed with it. Super cute. I enjoyed it a lot. Jay's Gay Agenda. It do be what it do be. I have to say, Jay made me a little bit mad. He could have used some character development because he was kind of a shitty person. And so it made me mad, and that's why it's in there, because I'm frustrated. um, Signed, sealed, and delivered. Also okay. Middle of the road. Not great, not terrible. Are there any of these that are okay, that are respectfully no. That's a respectfully no. 'Tis the Damn Season. I know it went TikTok viral. I know it did. But it just was not my vibe. The author who wrote this is in high school, and I just think that it shows in her writing. Like, congratulations to her for being a published author, but it was just a respectfully no for me. I think that it needed more development. I think that it could have used more editing, and I think that in a couple of years, if she's still writing, then I'll read something of hers. But right now, not so much. These three, such a fun age. That was a decent book. It do be what it do be. Same thing with On the Plus Side, and same thing with If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wish List. All three of those were decent. They were good, didn't blow me out of the water, didn't hate it. If You Give a Grump a Holiday Wish List is honestly kind of in between Slay and It Do Be What It Do Be, because I did enjoy it. It was a cute novella. It was cute. I enjoyed it. I just don't think that it belongs on the same level as these Slays. You know? Anyways, I know that this is insanely long, so I'm not even going to do an outro. I hope you enjoyed this book. This is not a book. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for sticking with me if you decided to do so. So, yeah. Bye!